The Herdmans are absolutely the worst kids in the history of the world.
This book right here is very special to a lot of people, and I believe it's perfect and beautiful. And I want to honor Barbara Robinson's memory. She's no longer with us, and that means I have a big responsibility to get this movie right.
I'm always looking for films that my kids know better than I do. They know the story better than I do. And they have been read this book over and over again. They've listened to it on tape, and they love this story so much.
God, this is a selfish prayer. Can you send the Herdmans somewhere far away until I grow up?
While this book wasn't a part of my childhood, it's clearly a huge part of people's lives, including Dallas. And his passion for the book inspired me to read it and, of course, read the script. And when I read it, and I'm not just saying this to sell tickets, I cried. All right? I cried.
Oh no. Did somebody die?
It's worse than that, son. Your mom is running the Christmas pageant.
I loved the script when I first read it, especially because Dallas had done a little intro at the very beginning of how to imagine it. So he would say Norman Rockwell and classic. So as you're reading it, that's immediately what you imagined.
He wanted stuff that was charming and sort of a quality of timelessness from another era that felt like it was from a time that we referred to as then.
Get away from the baby!
So the movie is the memory of Beth. My daughter is narrating this film, and it's her memory of this moment in time, which I think is a very cool point of view, and it's why, like, we don't change costumes for every single scene. Our hair doesn't change a lot for every single scene because it's a little girl's memory, and she doesn't necessarily remember every single thing her mom or dad wore, but she remembers this idea.
I don't think I was ever as interested in anything as Imogene was in The Christmas Story.
And I think there's a lot of people who are thinking, I want something real. I want something that reminds me of my upbringing. I want something that I've loved for a long time. And there seems to be something happening in movies and television that is hearkening back to the nostalgia of these stories that are timeless, these stories that are classic, these stories that will hold up in 20 years because they were popular 20 years ago and they can be popular today.
The emotion of it, the comedy of it, and the setting of it, all the pieces are there for it to become a family classic Christmas film.
It's timeless. It's this thing that we'll be able to always come back to instead of saying, oh my goodness, look how old that is. That's not the goal of what this one is. It's to be able to enjoy it the same way no matter what, year in and year out.
So I really hope that Best Christmas Pageant Ever is playing 30 years from now, and people just can't wait to sit down again and watch it on Christmas Eve.